Well, it's been a little over 5 weeks since my last update. Again, I'm not necessarily doing this to be a YouTube star, as evidenced by the 172 followers that I have and the average video count of 200. But I'm due for another update. So I had a laundry list of things to take care of last time. I've taken care of the majority of them, but I still have a good number to go. One interesting thing that happened is after I got the door on, I went for a drive. It was a Sunday afternoon, and I went out to a little town called Alberta, where there's an old Sinclair gas station that's popular to stop by and take pictures at. And as it was a beautiful day in January, which is not that common in Utah, there was a lot of motorcycles there. As I pulled over, I was going to try to get a picture taken, but I didn't get a chance to do that because there's just too many people there. But they wanted to see what I had under the hood, and I popped the hood, as I'll do here. Boom. And after I popped it, I was showing them the engine, and back in that corner, it was covered with oil. And that was very disconcerting. I had planned on going farther that day, but that was the end of my day. So yeah, that back corner there was completely covered in oil. Now, what am I going to do about it? So I thought it might have been an oil filter. I just changed the oil, put a new filter in. Got into that, changed the filter. It still sprayed oil. And so I took off the intake manifold and noticed that it was only wet in the back quarter. Really just the back, from the back piston on out was wet, and the oil filter's down there. So it wasn't that. And the only other thing that had really oil on this side was the valve cover gasket. And I realized, hey, you know what? I didn't torque it down that well. So I was taking the intake manifold apart. It was a little ugly, so I did clean it up and paint it. So now it looks better. And put everything back together, torqued down the valve cover appropriately, which is a very light amount of torque on these SR20 engines. And lo and behold, the oil leak was gone, at least that one. I figured that what was probably happening is that there was just a little bit of oil that was probably weeping somewhere around here. And with the amount of air flowing in the engine from the speeds I was going, it was vaporizing, atomizing, whatever, and just got everything in this area here completely covered in oil. But yeah, that's fixed. Other things have been fixed. Well, obviously, the door is on. Again, the rest of the engine's been painted. It's about 98% there. There's going to be some more tweaking. I didn't really clean up a lot of this hardware here. A lot of people will coat that and make it nice and pretty, or plate it. And I haven't done that. I might. I'm still not in love with this radiator, but it seems to be doing okay. The spacing is just barely adequate right now, even though I have a few marks under my hood from where it has rubbed. Let's see, as I move along this way, the door is on, but I'm still not completely satisfied with it. It doesn't shut as nicely as the other. I have to tweak it just a little more. Just need some more time with a buddy or two. Inside here, I did get the shifter plate on. Pleased with that. Rather than painting it, I actually just did a little sticky vinyl wrap on that. And I'm using the vinyl boot. I was originally going to use a rubber boot, but just too many challenges with that boot and the SR20 shift stick. It was just a little thick. Moving around to the sides, other things I've been working on. Yes, I have a license plate now. Closest thing to Fair Lady I could get. And I have a key in the back, keyhole, key lock, whatever, yeah, the key cylinder. It works. Okay, coming around to this side. One problem that I found that happened after driving was the steering started to get a little sloppy. And I put new bushings in, upper and lower bushings for the steering shaft, but the more I felt it, the more I analyzed it, it just seemed like that was the problem. So I ended up taking the steering wheel off. I'd planned on doing that anyway because it wasn't quite centered. And also the signal canceling feature of the Momo steering adapter wasn't quite working right. I'd shaved them down a little bit. I shouldn't have. And so they were working about 30-40% of the time, and they were catching in ways they shouldn't. So I took the steering wheel off, I took the adapter off. I went over here and I was able to loosen up the steering shaft and pounded it through the firewall, and sure enough, the bushing had slipped out of its sleeve and was down the shaft a little bit. Nothing was really damaged, so I was able to clean that up. I glued it in really good, put it back, and it's nice and tight now. I did shave off, like I said, the turn signal cancelers, and I was able to straighten out the steering wheel, and now it's tight. And you know, I ride motorcycles. I'm used to canceling my own turn signals. I'll just do that for now. Moving around to this side, you'll see the windshield. It's been adjusted. It's, again, 95% good, and I'm going to call that an A, and that's good enough for me. The wipers are on. They work. Out of all the interior controls, the only thing that's not working right now is the blower for the heater. And even though I don't know how much I'm going to need it, I still want to fix it up. I'm going to have to rebuild it. But to do that, it's going to be a little more work than I need to do right now. And these heated seats just work amazing. I've been able to drive perfectly fine in mid 40-degree temperatures. The soft top. Now I have cleaned up the frame. I've replaced all of the screws inside of it. And I've been reading up about 10 times already on different ways to do it. I'm going to wait for a nice warm day and have a friend to help me. And probably be another week or two before the soft top goes on. But it's ready to go. Frame's painted. It's all cleaned up. It is just waiting for the right day. Other thing, as I've been driving, I have 960 miles on the car now. Pretty happy about that. Here, I'll show you that, just a little brag. Let's see if that comes in. There we go. 900. Come on, can you read that? Not too well, but that says 960 miles. And yeah, that's cool. I have some very big trips planned right now. And I need to put a lot of miles on this car to prep it for those trips. I may put as many as 5,000 miles on this car in the next 3 months. So the more I can do around town, the better. Another thing that I have discovered is I lubed my bushings for the rear suspension a little wrong. These are polyurethane bushings, and I did not put the appropriate polyurethane lube for bushings on there. So I will have to take the leaf springs off and relube those bushings. That'll be a project for this week. It's just squeaky, squeaky, squeaky as I go over bumps, and it's a little disappointing. That's not my goal. Other little things, I picked up another rattle in the door panel here. It's just a screw that's loose. I'll take the panel off, I'll Loctite it, put it back on. It's probably 20 minutes worth of work. It'll get done. So yeah, that's basically where we're at. I don't know if I said this, but I still need to do the front bumper here. It's just not straight enough for me. It's becoming more of an eyesore. They're just pointing down. It's a frowny little sad car until I get that fixed. And my headlamps are still not pointed right. It's because the wiring in the back of them is jamming up against the buckets. And yeah, I have a solution for that too. Probably can get that done in an hour, hour and a half's worth of work. So it's coming along. I'm happy with the 960 miles I've already put on it. I'm actually very happy about that. It's been a joy, lots of attention. People think it's done, and I know all the things I still need to do on it. I do sense that over the course of the next year, I will be fixing things. And then hopefully within 6 months to a year, it'll be mostly sorted out and I can just focus on driving it. So that's the update for March 1st. Yep. Thanks for all your support, and I appreciate your comments. And until next time.